afternoon, viewers. Welcome back to Easy Mathematics. Thanks be to God for giving us another opportunity, giving us the life and the strength to come to your doorsteps to deliver a lesson we began last week. Last week we began with linear inequalities and equations. And before we introduce today's topic, I would like to say please kindly subscribe. Hit the subscription button, press on the bell to be receive all notifications from this service. And please, you can share the program. After watching, you can share for others to also benefit from it, to also come and also watch and also subscribe. So please subscribe to the lesson and share. You can also sponsor the program. We plead on your behalf, because with you we will get there. Without you we won't, because we are doing this for you. So please subscribe and share. Thank you very much. Now let's get back to business. Today we want to look at linear inequality, how to solve linear inequality, and finding the truth set of the inequality, as well as representing the answer on a number line. Okay, it's very simple. Last week we were able to look at the differences between equations and inequality being linear. Now, we were able to look at how to go about it, what to do and what not to do. So with that same idea, we can be able to find the truth set and represent an equality on a number line. So let's look at the first one. We have to find the truth set of the given inequality. Now look at this inequality. It's different from the one we did last week. You have one of the fraction being inside of it. Okay, one of the fraction happen to be what? Inside of it. So if you don't take care, you may get it wrong, but you don't have to confuse yourself. Not at all. This should not confuse you. Okay, so now, before we can even find the true set of this inequality, we have to first know the value of x. So what could be the value of x? Let's get started and know the value of x. Now we have the question as 2 bracket of 1 minus 2 over 1 over 2x less than 1/3 bracket of 3 plus x. Now we have one of the fraction to be inside a bracket, and one of the fraction happen to be what? Outside the bracket. Now in something like this, I will suggest we expand the bracket first. Take our time, expand first before we look at the LCM. Okay, good. We can go straight forward with the LCM, but we want to make it simple by expanding the what? Both brackets. So this will multiply this, which will give you 2. Then this will multiply this, which will give you negative x. Why negative x? Because 2 times negative half, the 2 will cancel out, leaving behind 1x, which of course is 1. Then this is less than, also 1/3 times 3 will give you 1, because the 3 will cancel the denominator 3. Then you have 1/3 times x, which is 1/3 x. Okay, so with this, we can now find the LCM. What will be the LCM? The LCM happens to be 3. So we say LCM is what? 3. What do you do with the LCM? We know that after being able to find the LCM, we multiply each term by the what? LCM. So let's do that. We shouldn't take it, or we shouldn't rush with it. Let's take our time. So this is the LCM. We multiply this by LCM, this by LCM, this by LCM, this also by LCM. So we have 3 times 2 minus 3 times x less than 3 times 1 plus 3 times 1/3 x. Now, with this, we can therefore cancel out to get a whole number. So we have this as 6 minus 3x less than 3, then plus x. Now this gives you an inequality whereby you have what? You have both of the expressions being having the x at opposite sides or on both sides of the inequality. So what do? All you need to do is to group like terms. Group like terms. Now when you group like terms, we are going to get negative 3x, then this will come, which is minus x, which is less than 3, then this will go minus 6. Now this and this is going to give you negative 4x, which is less than negative 3. Okay, so let's just look at it this way. First of all, because one of the fraction happen to be inside the bracket, if we by chance should multiply by the LCM, then we have to be extra careful. Okay, we have to be extra careful, else we'll get it wrong. So we decided to expand the bracket first. So expanding the bracket, this will multiply this, giving you this, because 2 1 is 2. Then this will also multiply this, giving you negative x, because the 2 will cancel out. The same thing here, 1/3 times 3 is 1, and 1/3 times x will give you 1/3 x. Now we now have the expression like this, whereby we can find the LCM, which is the denominator 3. Now that we know the LCM, we will multiply each of the 10 by the LCM. So this by LCM, by LCM, LCM, LCM. So when you multiply this, you have 6. When you multiply this, you have 3x minus 3x, which is less than this will give you 3. And the 3 here will cancel the denominator, giving you x. Now when you get to this side, you will notice that the inequality is having the variable on both sides. Last week we said that when something like this is given, what do? You group like terms. All the terms with a variable should be on one side. So we have decided to let the positive x join the negative 3x. Because it's positive, we subtract both sides, which is negative x. Then we also have here as 3 minus 6. Now this expression will give you negative 4x. And this will also give you negative 3. Now we have to divide both sides by the coefficient of x. What is the coefficient of x? It is a negative value. Now because it is a negative value, what do? We are therefore going to write the opposite of the sign we began with. We began with less than. So this time it becomes greater than what? Negative 3, which we are dividing by negative 4. So x is now greater than 3 over 4. Okay, now that we have solved for x, we are not done. The question didn't say find the value of x, but the question said find the truth set. So now being able to find the value of x, we will now state the what? The truth set of the solution. So to state the truth set, we will say therefore the truth set is, remember, set. So you open your curly bracket. So therefore the truth set is x is such that, then you just state your answer again. X is greater than 3 over 4. Then you close your set. So this becomes the truth set of the solution. Now if the question demands you finding the truth set, and you should pause x is greater than 3 over 4, then they will mark your methods, but your answer is wrong. So you should take very good note of that. Before we can even find the truth set, we have to know the value of x. Then we will state the truth set using the value of x. It's very simple, right? Good. So the truth set is giving us the variable you are working for. It could be y, Remember, it's a variable. It could be A. So if, let's say, the variable we have here is A, then the truth set is going to be A is such that, then you state the answer, you give it in a curly bracket. And that is the word, the truth set. Good. Now that we know the truth set, let's quickly jump to number line. Now, number line is a term that we've heard numerously in primary 6 or 5. Now, when it comes to the linear inequality, the number line we have or we use, the numbers on the line are not scaled, are not given. Based on our answer, we will determine the numbers to locate or to give to the word, to the number or to the line that we have drawn. Now, before we can even look at the drawing of the number line, we should know certain things. Number one, we take into consideration the sign you have in an inequality expression. Okay? So if you have an expression whereby we have the less than or we have the greater than, the number that we have with this sign takes a circle or a ring on top of it. But if the number or the expression we are working with happens to have the less than or equal to and the greater than or equal to sign, then it is going to take a ring being shaded. Now, this is the two key important things we should know. That when we are representing on a number line, okay, we are trying to know where the number starts or where it ends. So if we are trying to show that if the sign we are working in the expression is less than or greater than, then we just draw a ring or a circle on the number. Then when it is less or equal to, greater or equal to, then we use the ring, then we shade it. Okay, then we shade it. It's very, very important. Now the rest depends on the sign. If the sign is less than, then it takes the direction of our left hand. So if I'm to stretch my left hand, I'll move this direction. What it means is that if the expression is having the less than sign, then it means on the number line we are moving to our left. Okay? The same thing happens to the less or equal to. But what will differentiate between the two is the rings. One is shaded, one is unshaded. The same thing if I have the greater than sign and I want to know where I am going to, using the right hand, you stretch. Now once you stretch, it means you are moving towards your right hand side. The same thing for the word, the greater than or equal to. But what differentiates between the two is the rings. One is shaded, one is not shaded. And always, the number line, there must be an origin. So if you take this, for example, let's take this number line, for example, that let's say we have this number line. Now, on every number line, there is an origin, okay? Or there is O, okay? Good. And we have been taught in our previous classes that a number line where you have been able to locate the origin O, all the numbers from 0 to your right happens to be positive. And all the numbers from 0 to your left happens to be negative. So I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And here I have -1, -2, -3. That is the number line. Is that clear? Good. Now, assuming that we solve a relation or we solve an expression, we solved an inequality, and we had x is greater or equal to -2. X is greater or equal to -2. Now, you are going to draw your number line with your numbers, your own values, depending on your solution. So if I look at the number line, negative 2 is here. Now look at the sign here. It is greater or equal to. So it means on the 2, I'll draw a ring and shade it. I'll draw and shade it. Now why would I shade it? I am shading because it is greater or equal to. Now am I going to the left or I'm going to the right? Look at the sign. It is the right, moving this direction. So with the help of your rule, you just rule to the direction of what? Towards your right. Then you just write x is greater or equal to negative 2. So that is how basically we represent numbers on a number line. Now we have the second example. But with the second example, we will solve only the first one. The second one will be a trial for you. Try it on your own. You can drop your answer on the comment section, or after today's lesson, a number will be written for us to share or present our solution based on whatever we have. So let's take the solution A. It says that you are to find the truth set of the following and illustrate your answers on a number line. So look at the first one. You have 1/5 bracket of 2 minus x plus 1 less than half bracket of 3x minus 4. So first of all, you know how to find the truth set. And before you find the truth set, you have to know the value of what? X. Before you find the truth set, and you will represent it on the number line. So let's take the question again. You have 1/5 bracket of 2 minus x plus 1 less than half bracket of 3x minus 4. So now, with this question, it looks like the fractions are outside the bracket. So we can now find the LCM, know the number of terms, multiply each term by the LCM. So how many terms do we have? We have 1, 2, 3 terms. What will be our LCM? Denominators are 5 and 2. So LCM will be 10. So we are going to say 10 times 1 over 5, 2 minus x plus 10 times 1, which is less than 10 times half bracket of 3x minus 4. So now that we've been able to multiply by the LCM, we can get rid of the fraction. So we have here cancelling, we have 2, here we have 5. So we now have 2 brackets of 2 minus x plus 10 is less than 5 brackets of 3x minus 4. We apologize for the extra noise. Now, when you look at this, you are now having the relation to have a what? A bracket. So we expand. So when you expand this one, we have 4 minus 2x plus 10, which is less than 15x, because 5 times 3x is 15x minus 20. So from here, now we've expanded, x is at both sides. So we group like terms, giving you negative 2x. This must join, which is negative 15x. Now this is less than, you have negative 20 there already. 4 plus 10 is 14. So when they should cross, you have negative 14. Agreed? Good. Now this and this will give you negative 17x, which is less than, this will give you negative 34. We want x, not negative 17x. So we divide both sides by the coefficient of x. What is the coefficient of x? You take into consideration. You don't just divide and maintain the sign. Because if you should maintain the sign and you are representing it on a number line, you will get an opposite value. Please, I hope you are getting it. So, since the coefficient of x is negative, we are therefore going to divide both sides by the negative coefficient of x, which would affect the sign we began with. We began with the less than. So down it becomes what? Greater than, which is negative 34 over negative 17. So negative 17 will cancel negative 17. Now you have x is greater than what? Let's cancel out. 17 here 1, 17 here 2. So we have x is greater than what? 2. The question did not say find the value of x and rest. No. It says find the truth set and represent your answer on the number line. So now that you have your x, state the truth set. So stating the truth set, we are going to say the truth set is introduce your curly bracket. X is such that x is greater than 2. Close your curly bracket. So you have found the truth set. You have stated the truth set. What again are you supposed to do? Illustrate your answer on the number line. So we are coming to illustrate this on the number line. As we said, on the number line, values used are based on your answer. So I can choose to use 1 intervals. I can also use 2. So depending on my answer, I'll draw my number line. So I am going to draw my number line and say, using the values, I want to use the difference of 2. So 2, with the interval of 2, I have my origin. So this is negative, we have 2, we have 4. Then we have negative 2, we have negative 4. Because here is positive, this is negative. So I have x to be greater than 2. On the number line I have drawn, this is 2. So on top of 2, I'm going to what? Give it a ring. Why a ring? Because this is greater than. It is not this for me to shade. So I'm not going to shade. If I shade, then I'm trying to say that the sign there is either this or this. So because this is less than, not less or equal to, you just indicate a word, a ring. Now when you indicate the ring, the question is, are we going left or we are going right? To know where you are going, look at the sign that you have. Which of your hands shows that sign? It is my right hand. Let me expand. So that means I am moving to my right hand side. So since I'm moving to my right hand side, it means we are moving towards the what? The positive side of the number line, which is the right hand side. Then we write x is greater than what? 2. And so we have been able to represent the number, the linear inequality on a number line. So this is a challenge for you. The B. Give it a try. You can drop your answer on the comment section or send it to the WhatsApp number 025 703 8171. That is Easy Mathematics contact, our WhatsApp contact. So send your results or send your answer to this telephone number so that when we meet next time, we will announce the winner. 025 703 8171. Do the B and let's see your understanding on today's lesson. Today we've looked at finding the truth set of linear inequality and representing it on a number line. We hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Don't forget to hit the subscription button, share, and tell a friend to tell another friend that there is a service that is making mathematics easy for all. Stay tuned. See you next time for a new lesson. Bye-bye.